Hi, in this video I will teach you some very useful Google Ads editor tricks that can save you a ton of time and make you more productive. Keep in mind that this video isn't a full and basic Google Ads editor tutorial, so if you're not familiar with this tool, you would need to get some basics first. Google Ads editor is my favorite PPC tool, and in my opinion it's the best tool to master if you want to work smarter, faster and be more productive, especially on large accounts, but also on smaller ones. Hello there, welcome to Ads Courses. If you're looking for a channel with more advanced and unique PPC and web analytics tricks and strategies, you're in the right place. If you want to support this channel, subscribe and share it. Okay, so now let's dive in. Okay, so let's start. First one is replace text. Very simple, I think that very well known feature, but also very useful, very universal. So I'll just quickly show you some examples how you can use it. So I've got this simple demo account just to show you, because of course I can't show you, actual examples of my actual clients. But if you use a little bit of your imagination, you can simply move it into your own accounts and your own campaigns. Okay, so you can use replace text in multiple ways. Actually, you can just replace any text that is editable in the Google Ads editor here. So it could be keywords, it could be campaign names, ad group names, it can be ad copy, right? So for example, I have this simple campaign here, and I've got this job in New York ad group, which has keywords related to finding a job in New York. And let's say I want to create a duplicate of this ad group, but to have keywords targeting Los Angeles, right? So simply I will just go to the ad group, copy the ad group, and let's use the replace text feature to firstly change the ad group name. So let's change New York to Los Angeles. Okay, you can select match case. I don't think it's visible right now. So you got option to match case here and match whole words only here that you can select or deselect, and preserve capitalization, right? I don't need this here right now. I just want to replace the text and we've got this replaced in the ad group. Now let's select our keywords. Okay, I've got only 5 keywords here, but imagine that we have like thousands or hundreds of keywords in this ad group, and you will do it in the same amount of time for 5 keywords or for 100 of keywords, right? So just select all of the keywords, replace text, and you can use the same option, right? And it replaced the keyword. And you can do the same in the ad copy, for example. Okay, so we got this simple ad copy just to show you, and you can replace the text. So let's say we have hundreds of ad copy here, and we can do the same in the ad copy, right? So it's changed. It didn't change here because we've got this character in here in between, but if we would remove it, it should work, of course. Okay, so for example, you would want to change this hourly rate. You can do the same. You can just search for it and replace it with a different value, right? And if you would have like hundreds of ad copy, it would make sense, of course, right? Because it would save you a lot of time. Okay, so the next one is append text. It's similar to replace text, but of course different. I will show you now some examples. So for example, you can use append text to add something before the name of the element or after the name of the element, right? So for example, let's say these ad groups, they don't have the BMM in name, right? Because we didn't do that yet. Okay, so let's just use the replace text to remove it in all of them, right? So we've got these ad groups, and I want them to be broad match in name of the ad group so that I know they're broad match. And I can use the append text here. Okay, it's not greatly visible. Let me just maybe switch. Let me just show you something. You can switch into the dark mode of the Google Ads editor in here. And I actually prefer to use the dark mode usually. Let's just wait for it to load. Okay, and now it should be visible more. Okay, so let's append text and let's add after existing text space and BMM, and it will add it into our ad group names, right? So first example. Another example is, okay, I've got these keywords in this ad group, maybe all of the ad groups, right? And they should be broad match, but I want them to be modified broad match. Okay, so with the plus sign, just to narrow the targeting better. And we can combine the replace text and append text to actually very quickly modify all of the keywords. Like again, imagine you have thousands of keywords here and make them modified broad match in seconds. Okay, so first let's go to the replace text. Let's replace all the spaces with space and plus. Okay, so we will modify space into space and plus sign, right? Let's just select all of the keywords, okay, and let's replace. Now, as you can see, we've got plus sign after each space sign, okay, but we don't have plus sign before first word, and we can use append text to actually do it. You select before existing text and you just write plus sign, append, done, right? You've got modified broad keywords everywhere in seconds. So you can use append text to add, for example, modified broad match, to change the ad group keyword name, to add some word into your keywords list, right? So for example, if you would have a more general ad group first without any city name, like job, good job, or great job, find a great job, just general simple examples, and you want to modify it, create duplicates of this ad group, but with more specific keywords. So you would copy the general ad group and with general keywords and append after the text, for example, a city name. So it will be job offers New York, job offers Los Angeles. And you can add this and create these ad groups and keywords lists in minutes, right? That in interface, of course, would take you a lot of time. Okay, so another one is copy and paste elements. Very simple stuff. So, okay, so copy elements in Google Ads Editor, very simple, but very powerful actually to know. I think it's the most basic function here. You can actually copy every element and paste it everywhere where it's suitable. For example, you can copy an entire campaign, make a duplicate of it, modify something, right? So for example, let's copy this entire campaign. You can go with Control-C, Control-V, or Command-C, right, on Mac, or you can just, right-click on it, copy, and, paste, right? So we've got our duplicated campaign. We've got this notification here because you can't have two campaigns with the same name. So let's just change it, and you got the same campaign. And you can copy campaigns from different accounts into another account in seconds, right? If you want to. So you can recreate an entire account in minutes using Google Ads Editor. But you can also copy any other element, right, and paste it into any other campaigns. For example, you can copy entire ad group, paste it in another ad group, another campaign, sorry. You can copy keywords. You can copy every element that you actually have here. Keywords, negatives, lists, locations, placements, mobile apps, every targeting option. You can copy ads, extensions, and paste them where you want. So it's very simple. I won't show you how to do it more because it's like very basic stuff. Okay, so number 4 is copy shell. Okay, so sometimes you want to only paste certain aspects of the campaign, like for example, devices, bid modifications or settings, or ad schedule, or bid strategy, right? Or frequency capping. So you can do this in Google Ads Editor in seconds, and it's very useful. I actually use it a lot for ad schedule. So let's, for example, imagine we have hundreds of campaigns that we want to have the same ad schedule in each one of them. But we, of course, using the Google Ads interface, would have to, go into each one of these hundreds of campaigns and change it there. But this wouldn't be efficient, right? It would take, hours. But you can do it in minutes or seconds in Google Ads Editor. What you want to do is just go to the Google Ads interface, actually, change the ad schedule in one campaign, get the recent changes, but you need to select the more data option because it will actually import the ad schedule details. So don't use the basic, use this one. And you simply, let's say this campaign is the one that I changed the ad schedule, or maybe, okay, let it be maybe this one, right? So I changed the ad schedule here. It's got none. Okay, so let's say this is what I want to have everywhere. and I want to copy it into any other campaigns that I have here, search campaigns. So I just select this one, I go here, copy shell, right? Or you can actually, just copy this, doesn't actually matter. And for example, I want to add it everywhere in search except this campaign. Okay, so I select these campaigns. It can be, like a whole account, doesn't matter. You select these campaigns here in the middle box and you just click here. It will paste the ad schedule to none, right? Because it was none in the one campaign that I select. Okay, so you can do the same as you can see in device settings, the bid modifications, the bid strategy. You have the same option for frequency capping, language, location targeting, content exclusions. So you just change it to one campaign and paste the same settings in any other campaign that you want. Very useful feature. Okay, so number 5 is elements filtering. Okay, so filtering is actually a very useful feature in Google Ads Editor, and it's way more advanced and powerful than filtering in Google Ads interface. Okay, so we can filter any element that you actually have. So if you're in campaigns, you will filter the campaigns. If you're in ad groups, you can filter the ad groups. If you're in keywords, you can filter the keywords, right? And you simply click here and you've got a lot of different filtering options available. I won't show you each one of them, of course, they're very simple to use. For example, let's find keywords with a certain word. So it's like keyword, contain of. You've got the rules here, or equal, doesn't contain any of, very powerful, like maybe New York, right? New, and we'll show you them right here. Possibilities are endless, of course. You can filter by status. So for example, let me just show you something different. I want to, generate a list of all of the ads that I have, but I don't want to show the ads from campaigns that are past or from ad groups that are past. So I just create a filter status enabled. So all the enabled ads, but also campaign status enabled and ad group status enabled, right? So you've got all of the ad copy from all active campaigns and ad groups. Very simple, but very useful. Okay, another one. Something that you can't find, that you don't have in Google Ads interface, but is actually very powerful if you have a large campaign and if you are using labels a lot, which I advise you to do. And what I mean here is that in Google Ads interface, when you go to the keywords list of your campaigns, you've got only option to filter out by keyword label, right? So it's label, and you select your labels, and it only show you the keywords with a certain label. But what you can do in Google Ads Editor is filter keywords, for example, where campaign label is, right? Or ad group label is, right? So show me keywords lists only where the campaign label is this, this, and that, or ad group label is this, this, and that. Right? I don't have labels in this demo account, right? But if you're in the keywords list, you can do this same in ad groups, or you can do the same in ads, right? So show me ads where campaign label is something, right? So campaign labels, and you can select your labels here, right? Okay, so let it be, right? There are no, because like I said, I don't have labels in this account. But this is very useful if you're using labels a lot, and you can't do it in Google Ads interface. Okay, so another example of filtering is the function filtering that you have here. Very, very useful. For example, you can generate a list of ad groups. So let's go to ad groups. So for example, you want to see all of the ad groups where you don't have any keywords, right? So empty ad groups without any keywords. So let's go to ad groups, and now let's use this not exist function, and we want to select keywords, right? So show me ad groups without any keywords. Next, you can add something, but let's just click enter, and these are the ad groups without any keywords. They are empty, so you can remove them, you can add keywords to them, whatever you want. Or you can, let's have another example. Show me the ad groups without any ads, right? So without any expanded ads or without any responsive ads. You can select multiple, of course, here, right? And see the empty ad groups without any ad copy. So we can add the ad copy here. Okay, so we've got other functions in here that you can use. So like exist, not, or count. You can experiment with them. Okay, another one is quickly copying negatives and negative lists. So If you have a large campaign with a lot of negatives that you added for a long time, for years or months, right? And you sometimes want to create another campaign, but you know you want it to have the same negatives. The list that you were working on for months or years, you can simply copy the negatives, of course, in Google Ads Editor. So I'm this campaign, and I want to copy, okay, this example is not the best one, but just imagine I have like hundreds of negatives here. Doesn't matter, actually it takes the same amount of time for 2 and for 100. Okay, so let's copy this and let's place it in here, for example, right? On a campaign level, for example. Okay, so we have it. And you can do the same with negative keywords lists. I don't have one on this account, but it looks the same as negatives, right? So it would appear here and you can simply select it, copy it, paste it anywhere you want. This option is actually available for a few months now. It wasn't available for a long time. So I'm just glad it's here and very useful to actually do, because your lists, your negative lists should be universal sometimes, and you would want to be able to copy them very fast. And you can do it in Google Ads Editor. Okay, another one is Excel import and export option. So imagine you can export a lot of stuff from Google Ads Editor. You can export a whole account. You can export selected elements like ad copy, keywords lists, whatever you want. And you can modify them later in Excel or Google Sheets. I will just show you some simple examples how to export this data. So for example, I want to export the ad copy here. Okay, I can add filters like, okay, let it be only active enabled ads. You can, expand this filter, of course. But just to export it, you would go to account and export, and you can export a whole account if you want. Of course, you can export selected campaigns and ad groups, but you can export current view. In this example, I want to only export the ad copy, so I would select the export current view, right? And you would want to, you can change the name and, save the file, right? And it should open in Excel. You can open it in Google Sheets, whatever you want. Okay, so I've got this file over here. Let me just show you. Okay, so you can modify, you can change the ad copy, you can change the campaign name. So for example, I want to, maybe change the name just to show you how to import this modified data from Excel to Google Editor. So let's select this. I only changed the campaign name. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but I just want to show you how to import this data to Google Ads Editor. Okay, so now I have this copied from Excel. Just go to you need to be in the element that you want to copy. So this is expanded ads. I'm here. My data includes columns for campaigns and ad groups. Make sure if you actually have columns about campaigns and ad groups, and I did, to select this one. If you don't have them, you need to select this one and select where you want to import the data. Okay, so paste from clipboard. Let me just move this here, expand the window. Okay, so as you can see, we've got all of our columns names correct. Make sure that they are correct, and you just process this data and it should import. Okay, so it created one campaign because I changed the name. It created ad groups within campaign and it added 239 ads. Okay, finished, review. You can keep or reject the changes. I will reject them. I don't need this actually. So the topic of Excel and Google Ads Editor is actually a topic for a separate, longer video. If you want to truly use the Google Ads Editor, you want to actually combine using the Excel or Google Sheets and Google Ads Editor. This is the actual power of Google Ads Editor. If you work a lot with Excel or Google Sheets, then you can make your work way, way, way faster. So I will create a separate video about Excel maybe in the future. Okay, so number 8 is generating statistics. Because in my opinion, actually Google Ads Editor is not the best tool to actually review, analyze statistics. I think that Google Ads interface is way better for that, or Excel, but you can generate statistics from Google Ads Editor, which is actually great. Okay, so to do this, let's say I want to generate statistics for these ad copy, expanded ads, but you can do the same for campaigns, ad groups, doesn't matter. Let's do it for ad copy. You just go to the view statistics, get statistics, and you can select from which campaigns you want the statistics, right? So you can select all of them, select one, whatever, and you select your metrics that you want to import, right? So it can be clicks, costs, impressions, CTR, average CPC, whatever you actually want. Of course, conversions. Just to show you an example, we won't have any statistics for these campaigns because this is a demo account. I don't run these ads, of course, but just to show you how to do it, okay? And you change the date of the report, so it can be like from May, okay? Or you can change the date here with a template, okay? So click OK, and it will export it in here. It won't create a file yet, but it will just add columns in Google Ads Editor, okay? So if you would, okay, you can see it in here. We've got these columns here. Of course, there is no data here, but if we would have data, you would see actual numbers over here for your metrics that you selected, separate columns, right? And now you can go to account, export, current view, export this into Excel, analyze the data there, or Google Sheets if you like. Great option. Sometimes it's better to use this Google Ads Editor feature when you, for example, want to see data only for ads of campaign with selected labels, which you can't do in the interface, right? And you can export this data. So you would not be able to do this in this example in the Google Ads interface. Okay, so number 9 is finding duplicated keywords. And I will just show you how to do it. For example, if you have a lot of campaigns, a lot of keywords, a lot of ad groups, you will definitely have a situation where you have the same keyword within, multiple ad groups or multiple campaigns with the same match type, right? And you don't want that. You want this particular keyword to be only in one ad group so that it wouldn't be confusing, right? So you can modify the bid and don't miss any opportunities, right? And you can find these duplicated keywords quickly in Google Ads Editor. Let's just go to the keywords. I have my account selected here, and you go to the tools, find duplicated keywords. And let me just move this window, and you can select the whole account. And you have some settings here. So word order, I suggest to actually stick with strict word order because it's only when they are strict word order that they are actual duplicates, right? If it's a different word order, it's not an actual duplicate. Maybe in broad match it makes some sense, but in this example it doesn't. Match types. Okay, so duplicated must have the same match type. And again, I would suggest to actually select this option because if they have different match type, they are not actual duplicates, right? Keyword in exact match and keyword in broad match, they are not duplicates, they are different keywords. But in some situations, you may want to actually select this one. Okay, so we've got location of duplicates. For example, you can select and find duplicates across selected campaigns in the same ad group or in the same campaign, right? So let's select this one in this example. And you've got these two options that you can check or uncheck. So option to hide duplicates in removed and ended campaigns and ad groups. Okay, so let's say we want that. I don't bother if I have some duplicates in past or removed campaigns or ad groups. I just don't want to have them active in active elements or in past campaigns and ad groups, right? So in most cases, you would want them to be selected. And you just click here and it will find you the duplicated keywords. On this demo account, I have some duplicated keywords, as you can see, in different campaigns, in different ad groups, and I can just remove the duplicated keywords, right? In here. And number 10 is show ads with selected same images. And this can be applied to Google display campaigns. So for example, just to show you how it works, let's exit this. Which campaign was it actually? I don't remember. Okay, so this is the example I wanted to show you. So I have this ad, responsive display ads here with different images, okay? But let's say I want to find only the ads with the same image, right? So for example, this bald guy, but I have many different ads with different images. So I select this one with this guy and you go to the tools and show ads with selected images. And it will show you the ads. If you go to the account, it will show you from many different campaigns, right? So for example, you can label this ads with, like, for example, bald guy or any other label that you want, or you can modify the headline or description, whatever you want. But it will show you the ads with the same image. Sometimes very useful option. Okay, another one, the last one, just quickly, something that is available for a couple of months now, multi-account select. Okay, so if we would go to accounts, you can just select multiple accounts, open 2 at once. Okay, so let's close this window and open 2 accounts. Okay, one of them will need to be downloaded. Okay, as you can see, I've got these two accounts at the same time open here. I can, move around the elements from these two campaigns, change. I don't have to open another window or change the view. Very convenient feature. So these were my top features. Maybe in future I will create another video about Google Ads Editor. Okay, I hope these tricks will help you work faster as a PPC specialist. I will continue this topic in my upcoming videos, so stay tuned. If you want to support this channel, simply hit the subscribe button. That's all for today. See you in my next videos. Bye!